Hello goblins, it's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. It's an episode of this week's Pipes, and some other things, whatever it might occur to me to talk about. Fireworks have been going off for hours, and I imagine they'll be going off with great frequency over the next couple of days. As is our wont over here. What have I been doing? Well, first of all, like the big news is the Celebrity Traitors series that ended over here last night. And it was very funny. Because from the televisual side of things, God knows what it's like playing the game, but the most obvious traitor of all of the players won. Somehow he just managed to avoid getting taken out, even though at times it looked like his fate was sealed, and yet it never happened. They did turn out to be the Celebrity Faithful, the worst traitor capturers we've ever witnessed. Absolutely terrible. I can't remember how many there were left by the time they caught their first traitor, which was Jonathan Ross. But they were pretty close to the end, and that was just, those guys couldn't keep to a plan if their lives depended on it. You'd hear them talking before about who they were going to vote for, and you go, "Oh wow, they've really got these traitors nailed." And then we come to the round table, and they're completely fall apart. They just couldn't stick to what they said they were going to do. They were so influenced, and yet, well, that's the thing. I think they were influenced in the moment, but they weren't influenced by their fellow players, so that everyone would wind up voting for all kinds of different people. Anyway, that was that. I'm not smoking today, because this week I came down with a cold. Not too heavy, but it did go to my chest, and so I've got no smoking until I'm better. So hopefully next week, because there's a tin that I want to open. Travis gave me a range of Yuletide blends, and I've had my eye on the oldest one for some time, waiting for the right moment to strike, and I think it's about time to open one of those. I was going to do it today, but there we go. It is what it is. Pipes. I didn't intend to have a pipe available this week. I was just going to do commissions, but I zigged instead of zagged, and instead of putting the stem that I should have put on this particular pipe, I just made up in my head what I thought I was meant to be doing, and it wasn't the commission, so I have to make that next week now. But it's this pipe. It is a reading pipe in the red and black contrast blast. It's in the Fumier style, where it goes to a black rim. The contrast blast does a nice job of showing off the straight grain. As you can tell from the raking light, there's quite a lot of detail. Fair amount of ring grain going off on there. Which is nice. Bit of a slant to the old plateau rim on this time. Almost like a windbreak. I don't know if you've seen pipes that have a windbreak. Not that I would ever condone smoking a pipe outside. It's okay if there's no breeze, but otherwise the tobacco will burn hot, and It can burn the briar, and that's not what you want. So, nice plateau rim. You got the contrast going down the shank. And paired with a Crimson Cumberland stem. So if you've been hankering for a reading pipe, or you like the red and black, apparently I'm going to have a problem with that today. Red and black theme on a pipe. This is the one to go for. He's kind of, he's called a reading pipe because he has several features designed for the reader. He's 7.5 inches long, so it keeps the smoke out of your face. The chamber is 2 to 2.5 inches deep, so it's pretty long smoke. And he's a sitter. He's got a flat bottom. So he sits. So you can just put him down without having to worry about dinking ash all over the place. There you go. Reading pipe. If you're interested, send me an email at devilsreef@gmail.com. Or if you follow me on Instagram, you can message me there. It's eldritch.pipes. Now this one, second one, this is a commission, and I was going to pull this one out of the bag in the usual style, except turns out that this guy is so chunky, it doesn't actually fit in the bag. Well, he does, but just barely. Pulling him out would be a bit of a production, so I decided not to do that. I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to show you what he is. It's a skull poker. So you can see he's quite a chunky fellow. This is quite a lot of fun. I've done skulls on my strawberries. The bowls are like on a strawberries. More fireworks. It's sort of about this in comparison. And nowhere near as wide as this guy. And so the guy who commissioned it said, "I'd like a poker, but like with an interesting finish." I was like, "Well, I mean, what do you mean by interesting finish?" And in the end, he said, "Like, could it be a skull poker?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, yeah. I don't see why not." It turns out that when you up the scale, you really up the workload. So I really hadn't factored that in, but you know, it's fine. Loads of little details on this guy. So like, I've got a skull reference that I worked from, and it's always just doing a skull is a really cool thing to do, I think anyway. There's like lots of details around the kind of like the nasal cavity and like dimensions between like the eye sockets and the cheekbones. Coming down like to I don't even know what you call this bit, the part of the jaw. Maybe it's the upper jaw. The upper jaw that the teeth are embedded in, and then you've got the teeth as well. Because I was going for a green, as you can tell, a green contrast, green and a black contrast, I went with a moss green stem. Rude not to, right? As you can see, you've got a sandblast finish on there. I find like a sandblast finish on a carving like this really just like brings everything together. Gives it that nice texture. So there you go. And perfect for this Halloween season. I don't really make Halloween pipes, though I'm probably missing a trick by not doing that. But I probably one year I really should start doing a Halloween pipe. But anyway, this is the closest that I've got. So I'll try to put him in a bag, and then the customer can fight it out. I really should get a bigger bag. But then I've never had that issue before. He's definitely the chunkiest. Oh look, he's gone. He's inside. I didn't think I was going to get him in there, but he is. Forevermore. Alright, so that's that. Those are the pipes for this week. As far as I know, I'll be back next week with some more pipes. And who knows whatever it is I've been up to. And hopefully cracking into a... Oh, they're really going for it. I don't know if you can hear that. Cracking into that Yuletide. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a Christmas blend. Alright, that's enough from me. I'll see you next week. Till then, take it very easy. Your loyal pipe maker.